What up, X-Rated? Necro, to me, feels incredibly squishy after the patch. But I don't really have anything to support that other than it just feels that way. Hey, no problem, X-Rated. Which stat is most important on Evan Piercer? The actual flat damage value. Oh, pretty good. Somebody else started. Let's go. Is Blood Golem's slam bugged sometimes? I don't believe so. What build would be best if my gear is bad for killing Uber Lilith? Minions or Blight? There we go. But you will have to learn the fight. You can't really ignore any of her mechanics anymore. I also have a complete breakdown guide on everything you need to know about the Lilith fight. If you haven't seen it. You're gonna skip everything on her on Bone Spirit? Well, not in the final one. You still have to, like, do the platforms. Srock trying to lead the kids astray. Oh, I am gonna have to get used to bad dash. It is going to lead me to, like, basically unequip these boots at some point, but hopefully not for a while. Hopefully I will be okay for a while. That's all right. I'll get good boots later. Huh. I do not hate that amulet. Lucky at chance, damage GA with fueled by death. Now the only issue is that for it to be good, corpse explosion build would have to be good. I'm gonna switch to Blight Necro. Paragon boards on the Maxwell build. The fuck board position doesn't seem possible according to layout. Am I reading it wrong? The answer is yes, it is impossible. And you actually don't do them in that order, basically. Hold on. I've fixed it. It'll show up in the build guide in a little bit. Am I dead? No, I'm not even taking damage. I'm currently looking at the Maxwell website, but I'm watching my stream to see combat in game. What's the most fun Necro build right now, in my opinion? I really like Bone Spirit or Blight. Fixed position of Paragon boards to be physically possible. Here we go. There you go. Where is the proof that Deathless Visage's damage is based off of the crit damage value? Because the tooltip wasn't showing me a number that was logically, like, that was the conclusion. Donde está el proof? Because I believe it's silly and working that way. But I don't have proof of this thing. $50 million gold for like a GA weapon with decent stats is fairly cheap, I would say. The piece of gear that I wanted to buy that had 2 GAs out of 3 was like 3 billion gold. For Bone Spirit. Although not a weapon, it's because it has to roll Macabre skill. Did I do a 900 mil hit? Cool. That seems big. That seems wrong. Safism, thank you very much for the follow. Thank you, thank you. Also, thank you for all of the likes on the YouTube stream. If you're hanging out and you haven't clicked that button yet, I would really appreciate it. GA maximum life. Essence on kill. We call them tank tops. Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna be calling them tank tops here. Mostly because I don't really like the slur wife beater. It's a little gauche. It's also a slur against my people, which is not great. But it was followers only, but then you deserve my following based off YouTube content. Thank you. Yeah, but what do you got? You got a question? many shields do I have in here? So was speaking of Dario's Visage, I noticed something odd the other day. I was wearing it while leveling, and when my buddy was boosting me, I was proccing like crazy. Can't think of any other reason they're proccing for my party members. Lucky hits 2. Huh. That's interesting. I can't think of why that would be happening. That was very interesting. Jokes aside. Sure. I was not joking. I would prefer if we didn't refer to it as a wife beater. But yeah, I also wish I had time to play the other classes. I played the Sorceress for like a hot second. But then all these ding dang things came out for the Necro and I had to test them again. But I can't stress this enough. I was not joking. We shouldn't be calling them wife beaters. 1, the term is wife beater, which is not fucking great. But 2, it is actively a slur against my people. So that would also be cool if we weren't doing that. Is Bone Spirit better than Blight? It's not an opinion-based thing. Is mathematically better than Blight currently. Although they are... That gap is closing. What's my age? How many years do I have? I'm 33 years old. Almost 34. Is +3 on an amulet maximum roll? +3 on an amulet maximum roll. Do you have your advanced tooltips turned on? Because it leads me to believe that maybe, can you see that range on your gear right there? Diablo will be a day late with your Spiritborn. I know, isn't that wild? Like, hey, we got this for your birthday. Well, we got this for your birthday yesterday. The amulet is 4. Can you see the color on the amulet? No, so you're just at 7, so that's 7 times the 5%. Is it a greater affixed, Matt? Or can you give me the entirety of the context of the question? Because if you have a greater affix, it is always a 50% bonus of the maximum roll that you can get on that affix. You reapply the aspect onto the item? I did. Yep. Sure did. Soon my birthday? Yep, next month. What one-handed weapon would be better for Blight? Sword or scythe? Does it matter? Well, Blight doesn't do crit damage. So the crit damage on the sword would do nothing at all. The scythe, at the very least, will give you life on kill, which is a stat that does something for your build. Although for Blight, you should be using a two-handed weapon. Are we gonna have a birthday stream? Yep, absolutely. Absolutely. Which Necro is better at doing tier 100? A very specialized Blight Bone Spirit build probably is. But the difference should be negligible. How good you are at running the tier 100 is just directly related to how good your gear is. Oh, it's Kazark. Get over here. Oh! Well, the boss went away, y'all. Is that a 2 GA shield? Wow. Do I have a Shadow Minion build guide? It's on Maxroll. It's written by Chronix. I haven't seriously looked at a minion build guide since like the first week. Chilling and doing Helltide is like a special type of fun. Oh, I need to like go open up my chests. No, not this chest. Why would I ever want this chest? Riker! Hey, what it do, boys? Welcome on in, everybody from Riker's stream. My name is MacroBioBoy. It's a pleasure to have you here. Let's go ahead and wait for the ads. Ooh, what just happened there? Go ahead and wait for the ads to end, and then I will properly introduce y'all. Shouts to my boy Riker. Riker, thank you very much for the raid. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome in, welcome in, welcome in. Hey, folks. It's Riker. Riker, thank you very much for the raid. Hi, everybody. My name is MacroBioBoy. I'm the Necro class lead for Maxroll. We are currently playing a Super Scuffed Bone Spirit build, and we are farming. I'm done testing stuff. Now I actually want to play the game. So I'm just, I'm leveling up my gear. Getting better stuff. Having a good time just kind of like playing the build and experiencing it as you upgrade it piece by piece. I recently found boots that are exactly what I need, except they have the worst implicit stat on them possible. It is my least favorite. But that's okay, we're going to use it anyways because it's got the stats that I need. Also, it is 104 degrees Fahrenheit right now. That is in freedom units, in imperial units. It's 40 degrees Celsius. Gross. Just gross. Absolutely heinously bad. Hate it. Hate it with my whole heart. Welcome on in. Hope you had a fantastic stream, my friend. Boosting your friend, what should you do first? You should get him to world tier 4 as fast as possible and then just run him through Helltides. 100 plus degrees? Yep. 104 with the humidity. Feels real bad, man. I turned off the AC because I had it running for a couple hours, and I think I'm gonna go turn it back on. What is this? Ooh, double GA Sword. Oh yeah, I always have Riker's hat on deck. There you go. Always have his hacks on? Yes, that is what I said. No, I said always have his hat on deck. Looking like I'm about to go to the Dollar General and pick up some beer. Please, please. The closest packy that I could do that with would actually be this gas station off Squire Road. Or I just go to Cappy's of Blanchard's. The temperature is brutal. 10x multi just for the hat. That's why I keep it. I keep that thing. Might I say, good sir. I hate you. So no joke. The fact that the worms are very clearly coded to trigger after you like get onto your horse or attempt to sprint through an area, I hate that so goddamn much. So goddamn much I hate that. I think it is the least cool thing about how it's coded. Because it just didn't have to be. Sadly, Denmark's pretty far away. Well, I mean, at least this year they're not even having a BlizzCon, so nobody gets to go. Think there's a world where Mini Necro does some crit damage temper stuff similar to Barb's? No, not at all. The reason why the Barbarians use crit tempers is because they have things that specifically read on like crit damage as a thing, and then also it outperforms other tempers that they can put onto stuff. Additive damage is just additive damage is just additive damage unless you have a different system, and we have Golem and Mage damage, which is just strictly higher than the additive damage. Demon of Flight, thank you very much for the follow. Max Roll Con? Max Roll is big. I don't know if we're have a convention, but I also don't make those types of decisions. Bring back, well, his head wouldn't be in the Tree of Whispers because he didn't make a pact with the Tree of Whispers. Like the Tree of Whisper, like the people whose heads are in the Tree of Whispers aren't just important dead people. It is people who have made a pact for the secret to eternal life or some other type of pact with the tree, and on their death, their head must join the tree. Decker just got killed by a butterfly. You assume they were mainly Haradrim? Unless they made a pact with the tree, no. Like the reason why the Tree of Whispers was pissed at Elias is because they gave him knowledge and he was supposed to pact with them. Like, he's supposed to give up his head to the tree when he died, but he then used that knowledge for a form of immortality. And that's why in the storyline they're so eager to help you find him. Where did I get a Stygian stone? Oh, I must have dropped one in the pit. Okay, so now what am I doing? I'd like to be able to masterwork that. So I need Neath-iron. Okay. Them killing off Decker Kane was, without question, the least cool thing they did. Like, it was not cool, it was not impactful, it wasn't valuable, it was just bad. Somebody just fucking hated that Diablo was a game that existed before them or something. Without question, the least cool thing that's happened in video games. What was I just poisoned by? The other worst part about damage over time is that it isn't all poison, it's just green, which makes you think that it's poison, but it's any type of damage over time. So even the indicator for damage over time doesn't, like, tell you what is happening in a meaningful way. That's cool. That was cool. I definitely liked that. Heavy mode, thank you for the follow. Hey, poison damage. Can you calm down? Like, please? Like, please calm down? As both life and healing receive. A GA Golem chest, even with just intellect on it, would be absolutely fine. Or like just the armor roll that you need. I would. I think a lot of people would be fine buying something like that at a slightly reduced price. Mateo just got here. Can you explain the build, please? Or have you made a video already? I have. Yeah, this is the Bone Spirit Necromancer. I have a video guide. I have the max roll guide. I can explain the concept. It's you hit 275 maximum essence. So every time that I cast Bone Spirit, it triggers Overpower through Banished Lord's Talisman. And then the entire build just becomes abusing doing overpower crit damage. So you need a 100% chance to crit. You need at least 275 maximum essence. You kind of just go. Oh, a bunch of bad guys here. All 700 million. Pretty nice. And a Stygian Stone. Oh yeah. And a Corpse Skill Ring of Sacrilegious Soul GA. Wowie! This does hit hard, and this is a very bad version of it. This is like I'm using a bunch of auxiliary systems to be able to like offset my missing stats. This is a very bad setup, all things considered. So now my most important upgrade would be a chest piece.
Well, hello, shining. Not a bad pull, that. Hello, shining beauty. All finished, are you?
Preferably with the GA Macabre skills, that'd be pretty cool. Wowie! Lorath could perform some ritual to ask King for guidance against the looming threat of the prime evils. They could bring back a Ghost of Cain, for sure. Cain could have left behind a phylactery, some kind of Herodrum nonsense phylactery. There are ways of doing it. What are the chances I try to just roll this real quick? One roll for macabre skills. What if every time I found a good chess piece, I just tried to roll it for macabre one time? Right? Like I do one roll on it just to see. This says macabre skills. That doesn't help me though. Just every time I find a good armor, just go like one time for the city. I can roll up to 1,000,000 gold, right? I think that might be fun. That might make this more fun for me. I just want to very quickly see stuff like this. Or to incinerate. Filter. All right. Create a listing. Alright, so these have a value. I'm positive Chain Lightning does not. What do you say? Max life teleport. Yeah, okay. Okay. And two pretty well maxed. My season 4 itch has been satisfied. Hoping for a solid season mechanic in season 5. Nice. Do I need a Banished Lords with GA overpower damage? No, thank you. Clam down. I like clam down. Repair. We'll go do Blood Maiden. I want to get some materials in Masterwork. Do you carry armor in your chest or essence per second? You have to have one armor roll on your gear, Josh. In a total armor roll, unless you have a greater affix armor roll. So I would do armor macabre and essence per second on my chest for right now. 9,230 is the hard cap of armor. Boys, I'm here to help. Thanks. Hey, no problem. I'm so used to being able to evade around a bunch. If I had very slightly more crit chance, I could be doing 50% more damage right now. That's what I'm going to work towards. I think I'd also like to swap over to a scythe. Do I want to hit it on core skills, macabre skills, or max life? When you're masterworking, those three things can't all roll on the same piece of gear, so I'm confused by the question. New skills, do you think they might consider adding a fire golem or poison dagger nova skill? What would it like to see added? There is a non-0% chance that they expand the necromancer into poison, only because poison could fit the aesthetic of like a typical like jungle-based civilization. I doubt that they will. I think what we'll instead see is like a new curse. I think we'll definitely see a new curse. I think we will see we'll see a new curse. I think we will see new key passives and a new ultimate. And potentially a third rune, however you want to refer to it, but like a third rune option for skills, if I had to guess. That makes sense to me. That makes sense to me. Store mounts? Oh yeah, I mean they're gonna add stuff to the store no matter what. That's just like part of the business model. Me and this dude just straight vibing off of each other's threat meters. Is there top 3 best speed 100? I do not know that answer. There probably is. Bone Spirit is very good. Bone Spear would also be very good. Sever might be able to do it with the buffs that it got. Basically any competent build can like speed farm tier 100s. But how fast can you do it would like, if you actually want to speed farm it the best, then you have to build it kind of like you did for the Gauntlet, where you have to understand that like the reduced amount of difficulty for the tier 100 means that like you can get away with this much stuff and need to get this much damage to be able to do these things more quickly. So it would be effectively like a completely different build than what the endgame build for pit pushing would recommend to you for stats. But knowing those types of things is not something I generally do or know until like the meta kind of just like says it out loud at me. So I don't think of like a realistic way for me to be able to test that individually. So it comes down to like stats, like what your build can do with 12 masterwork with triple crit on relevant stats for tier 100. Is that the best speed farming build? If so, why are you running tier 100s? You know, so. Do I think using a two-hander is worth losing the crit in CDR? For what build, Jimmy? Bone Spirit? No, you would not use a two-handed weapon on this setup. Like, it wouldn't just be lose, because it's not even really the crit in CDR that you need at the end of the day. You need the maximum resource roll to hit 275. Want to switch to a two-hander? Not for this build, no. When I'm masterworking for Bone Spirit, do I focus on skills or max life? You focus on different things per gear piece. And most gear pieces where you have skills, you don't also have max life. In an ideal circumstance. But I would be attempting to masterwork for the plus to skill ranks. Like, the only place where you have skills is on your gloves, on your chest, and on your boots. In none of those pieces of gear would I have maximum life. Like, you can't have skill ranks on any other pieces of gear. Why? Because my gear is bad, Aaron. What I'm doing in game is based off of what gear I have and what needs I need to be able to meet. What you do in a build guide is the ideal. You're currently stuck at tier 83. Is that good? That is not good. You should be able to easily clear tier 100. I would assume that your gear is not good enough. Or you are expecting to be able to stand in AoE damage that you physically can't survive in. If you're dying a lot, I would consider swapping over to Bone Storm with Shielding Storm as opposed to running the Bone Prison, but you're also going to want to wait for them to actually fix Shielding Storm so that it works. Be able to benefit from it. Like, you need armor cap and you need res cap, and you need to make sure that you have damage reduction everywhere. And you need a lot of maximum life. Guess you should try for Macabre. You can, you don't have to. Like, the damage difference is, I mean, it's an amount. It is not make or break the build amount, but it's an amount. Like, there's a big difference between ideal and what works best for you with your current gear. And I wouldn't worry about trying to, like... I would worry about getting stats that I need to points where everything is functioning, and the only thing that I can do is increase, like, the efficiency of the build from there before I would go back and remaster work anything. The only time that I currently remaster work a piece of gear is if quite literally the stat that got hit does nothing for the build. Yeah, Bilbo, how much maximum life do you have currently? You currently have best in slot gear? Yeah, if all you're looking to do is optimize best in slot gear. I don't know how that is possible, and you have a maximum life roll on your chest, if I'm going to be honest with you. That cannot be best in slot gear. But if all you're doing is trying to, like, optimize near perfect gear, yeah, I mean, yeah, re-roll for the perfect stat. Bilbo, you have 30,000 max life? You're getting one-tapped in pit 65? Did you say? What pit tier are you getting one-tapped in? Are you also just, like, standing in shadow boss effects and standing in poison and standing in explosion effects? You have more maximum life than me. In tier 83. Yeah, I believe you are missing some core stats somewhere. Like, your armor is not capped, your resistances are not capped, or, and I don't mean this in a shitty way, you're just kind of standing in effects and letting them hit you in the face, which you can't afford to do. Like, there's no amount of tank that you can put onto this build that will allow you to do that. Yeah, res and armor cap are not negotiable. What kind of controller do you use? I use the Xbox Pro Series 2. It's a pretty good controller. It's a little hefty. It's a little bit heavy. Like I feel like I often leave it like resting on my leg. Also, my posture is crap right now. What's going on? I need chest armor. I don't know why I'm opening up random weapons. Oop. I would like a better helmet. I would like better chest piece. I see you, little man. I guess I should probably go, well, what other armor? Let's go see what armor this is. If it's a helmet, that would be cool. Bah, bah. Oh, no, no, no. Barriers 2 come with magnetic sticks. It doesn't come with it. You have to buy them separately. Which I did. And I'm finally using them. But it's only because the right bumper, like just wore out or something. It just like stopped working. That was after like less than a year of use. So I'm not super impressed with that. Would I prefer a Blood Artisans or a Macabre +4 roll? Can't decide. I would not use Blood Artisans on this build at all. That is not one of the options. You don't have enough aspect slots. You have to build around Blood Artisans. It's not just something that you like swap onto the build. I think is a more valuable explanation. Do you use a two-handed weapon on this build? You do not. Nope. I'm gonna take a crack at that. Or Skeleton Warrior Mastery. Oh, well, I guess I'm selling this time.
Thanks, friend.
Is getting 6% on the overpowered crit the most important? Yes. Yep. Although, well, in an ideal world, yes. Technically speaking, if, you know, like, you would hit crit cap with a higher roll on your crit and you don't have that, then for you, crit cap would be a more important roll. But yes, the difference between like a 20% damage multiplier and a 60% damage multiplier is pretty palpable. Like casually tripling the value of a multiplier is pretty big. You are a Shadow Minion Necromancer. What gear should you be getting? You should be checking out the Max Roll Build Guide, where we explain every single stat that you want on every single piece of gear, with every single aspect, and with ways of transitioning from lower tier gear to higher tier gear. I would highly recommend it. Asking me what gear I should be getting would be like, explain every single stat on every single piece of gear that I would need, and that would be very difficult. You did? Ah, well, I'm not going to give you a different answer. There isn't a different answer to give you than the stats. But I can try to answer other questions that you might have. Also, thank you for the follow. Try and roll a curse. Yeah, you just don't have to. I recommend going with the Golem setup, or you can go with the Shadow Mage. I would go with the Golem variant. Easy to feel good. Do big damage, roll Golem damage, get big smash. Or if you like speed farming more, go with mages, get mage damage. Easy, do fast smash. The focus on this build is probably so hard to get. I'm selling a couple, but it can be hard to get. I mean, any piece of gear can be hard to get. Like when you start talking about greater affix gear, it's just kind of hard to get. Sandy, thank you for redeeming the Darkness. Darkness has been redeemed, hopefully. Darkness will stay redeemed. What focuses are you selling? I'm selling focuses. I think they have like intelligence and max resource on them. I have them up on Diablo.trade. So they're not perfect, but they are greater affix resource, which is like pretty good start. Still farming for bone? Yes. Yep. I've upgraded my boots today, and they have the wrong implicit on them, so that is going to lead to my death, but they at least have max roll on essence and bone spirit, and I successfully crit on the bone spirit, which is pretty dope. So that is pretty cool, IMO. And now I just need to be able to masterwork crit chance so that I can use a different aspect for better damage. Just like increase my damage by a quick 250 million. Finally killed Lilith? GG. Lilith kill is pretty awesome. Alright. Just gonna run. I grow bored of Helltide. Sometimes you just get bored with doing Helltide, you know what I mean? Is this endgame content build? Yes. Yeah. Sure is. Kitsune, thank you very much for the follow. Did it without Golem. Finally glad both minion and viable. Nice. GG. It was thanks to your guide. I'm happy to hear that. Double GA boots? Double GA boots? Wowie! 2 life per second GAs, man. That's fucking cool. That's cool, man. Yeah. Yeah, man. Maybe life per second should be less heavily weighted. Wouldn't that be crazy? Like, call me crazy, right? Like, I know I'm such a pick-me, but like, what if the stats that are very underutilized didn't have the highest weight? Now, I don't think that life per second should be removed from the game from other people who have like no vision of what it means to have cool stats. But getting a GA life per second on 2 items in a row when one of them is a double GA fucking sucks the absolute moon out of the sky, my boys. That sucks so much shit. Tis insane, I would say. One might say, 'tis insane. Machine Gun Skelly. I like that. Machine Gun Skelly is very good. Don't even understand why there's stat weight. Neither do I. Might I say? Neither do I. Like, I can understand making some stats like slightly more rare, sure. But the fact that you cannot expect to be able to roll a plus skill on an amulet, never mind the plus skill that you want, or on a set of gloves, or on anything, is bananas. It's bananas. It is functionally bananas. And I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Hate it. Hate it. Life per second on every piece of gear. It's the only GA that you'll get. It's life per second on gear. La dun 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 dun. Fucking wild. Bananas. What up, Franklin? Cooldown stats.
I carry the best.
Cooldown stats is pretty rough. Alright, I gotta run some pits so that I can masterwork my Ringu. And then we have to start thinking about what aspect I want to drop. Also, do I want intelligence or this maximum life roll? It's 1,000 life without the gem in it. Pretty good. I also don't have a perfect essence per second. Well, the thing about intelligence is, like, at a certain point, I am losing out on a lot of a multiplier here by not having intelligence. But
may your road be filled with wonders.
a total armor roll would actually not be enough, right?
Return soon.
Oh, well, doesn't exist. That item never existed. What? Diggity dog. Now, do I want to roll helmets right now? Or chest pieces? It would be easier to upgrade. I could also roll gloves. The gloves are pretty trash. Let's roll gloves. When's campfire, by the way? Pretty cool little gloves. Oh! Damn. Damn, son. Where'd you find those? Damn, son, where'd you find these? It's just best in slot for my blight build? Holy shit. Sirach, are you here? You see my boys here? There should be a way to upgrade your gear to GA status? I do not agree with that. I hard disagree with that. I'm just out here, just finding gloves. These gloves are insane, by the way. Yeah, like these are my old gloves. With a damage type that doesn't even affect Ebon Piercer. Yeah, I could just straight up replace these in here. Like anything I roll would be better than this. Yes, anything I roll would be better than that. Yeah. Yeah, give me back my stuff. Does that mean I can temper this?
How shall I guide my hammer?
No, not that. But I want to reset this. Like, I don't want the additive damage to be the thing that got hit here. I also don't need attack speed on this ring, but it has crit chance on it, so that's like kind of good enough. I'm gonna just like run a few more pit, finish masterworking a couple things, and redo my crit chance calc, and then see where we're at. '21st. Oh, this Friday. Yeah. I could also look at finally sacrificing my mages. Oh, dude, I hate the electric shocks so much. I know we all do. What? It's okay. It's okay. It's okay. Sometimes you just die to some bullshit, you know? Because, like, it is procced and then it's shooting lasers that you can't physically dodge. It's just bullshit. And I really hates it a lot. Oh, this is 100% why I don't play hardcore. I'm not interested in losing my character because I had the audacity to go see if my character was strong enough to do a thing. I get that people like it, but like, I don't know, man. I'm literally mortal. My time is very precious to me. Oh, I thought I hit Blood Mist, and I super did not. This build is that from previous videos because that one don't use mage skellies. Yes, so my gear isn't good enough to not use skeletons right now. So I'm using the mages. Oh. Zupa, zupa, zupa. Can I show my amulet? It's a Banished Lord's Talisman. With a very bad roll on wow, it's such a bad roll on resource gen. I never noticed that. Oof. You have a gift for me? No, thank you. I appreciate it though. No, I just don't want it, but I appreciate it. It could be a perfect for GA. I am not interested in taking gear. GA healing received dodge chance and life per second. Criminal. Oof. Look, sometimes you get a triple GA nothing burger. What is my guess of this build's max pit? I don't even have the hubris to say what I think max pit is right now. Because I think we are very much coming to understand what that means, kind of like in real time. Right now, people are pushing 136 on it, probably higher. By the time I said that. Nom, 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 nom. Will I play the Elden Ring DLC? At some point, yeah. Does this build rely more on overpower? It is an overpowering build. Yeah. If you could add in a an additive damage to it that would be high and it was overpower, that would be perfectly fine. You want to overpower on every hit. These attack speed Bone Spear gloves also are giving right now. Rob shared a Pit 170 Sork Barb duo. Yeah, that's cool. It's big. Big.
That's the spirit. Give it a go.
Gloves.
Shimmer. Hello, hello, shining beauty.
Nice shirt. Thanks.
All finished, are you?
It's Fruit of the Loom. You found out what Doombringer for? It's Heartseeker Robe? Nice. What does it do there? Oh. Also, like, Doombringer does get used on, like, Barbarians, right? It's just free percentage maximum life for a weapon slot. What do I think about Shaco for this build? I would not recommend it, because you need maximum essence. It is 104 degrees where I live right now. So it is hot boy summertime. Oh, we hit crit chance. It's actually kind of huge. And we hit max resource here. So this is now at what a greater affix would be. All right, it's time to recalculate crit chance. Is Blight build now much stronger? Yeah, it got a large boost. Potato measurements for temperature. It's 40 Celsius potatoes, which are like russet potatoes, but they talk in an English accent. But basically every build is stronger after the patch, and every build also is pushing further into the tier, into the pit, because they also nerfed the pit. How quickly do you find what you would consider to be base gear for a build? I would say farming for like a day, you get base gear for a build for it to be functional. And then over like another day or two is where you start to get it where it's like tier 100 functional. And then pushing like a week or two. If you have Black River, Sacrilegious Soul, and Ebon Piercer, can you run that sub-level 100? Of course you can. Unless something's stopping you from equipping the items, there's no reason why you can't. That kind of temperature, I have a wind machine. Sadly, the wind machine in this room is a ceiling fan. So I'm at 67.6% crit. If I were to sacrifice my mages right now, I'm at 228. Hold on, let me get rid of this. I'm at 220 without the elixir. With elixir, I'm at 245. $252. Less maximum essence that I have, the less essence I generate per second. If these were higher rolls on Macabre Restore, that would be huge. I don't think I'm sacrificing my mages yet. I'm at 255, 262, 287. I'm using Blood Moon.